Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Cary Justin P. Estrellado and we're going to tackle and deal sort of stuff regarding data gathering. At of course, alam niyo natin, sa takbo ng research, no, hindi magiging feasible yan kung hindi tayo makakuha ng impormasyon, lalo na sa mga participants. At kung magkakanda kayo ng qualitative research, of course, usually in a form of interview, no? Interview or interviewing, no? Ang method na kadalasan, no, para makapag mangalap ng impormasyon. So ito na. Okay? So question design is important. Descriptive questions man ito, yung structure at the same time, yung contrasting nito, no? Yung mga terms, let's say mga sa topic na ginamit nila, no? Of course, sa nilalaman, no? Dun iikot, no? Yung mga katanungan sa interview. Now, pag sinabing descriptive questions, ito, it can result, always, result in a narrative form. So, meron tayong dalawa dito, no? Na i-discuss, no? Grand tour questions, ito yung repeated phrases. I'll give you questions later on. Mini tour questions, more focused, no? Ang example questions, of course, you elicit questions, no? Experience questions, of course, something that you might interested to know the experience of your respondents or participants, no? And native language questions, right? Nasa konteksto yung mga katanungan. Yung grand tour question naman, no, to use near the beginning of an interview, tandaan yun, because it often encourages a respondent to speak. No, it's actually an opener, no, opening question, no, or statement para sa ating mga participants, no, or informants, no. So it's relatively simple and sometimes includes multiple small questions or repeated phrases. Ano-ano po yung mga binabanggit natin para magkaroon tayo ng linaw. Example niyan ay, I am interested in your life. So, when you were growing up, what was your family like, no? Where did you live? Where and for how long did you go to school? So, ilan lang yung sa mga katanungan, no? So, yan ay grand tour question kasi yan po ay it involves multiple questions that lead to one large explanation. And of course, mapoprovoke din ng ating mga informants na mag-participate, no? Kasi una sa lahat, palagayang loob muna talagang inaalam muna natin sa kanila, no? Before we try to dig deeper sa kanila. Another ay about asking a young soldier about how he came to be in the military. Tinan nyo yung flow ng questions dito sa presentation natin, no? Kikita ninyo, I'm interested in how you decided to come into the military. Okay, and yung springboard. So I'd like to understand how your life was when you were growing up. What was your family like? Okay? Where are you from, no? How did you learn about the military? Why did it sound appealing to you, no? How did you finally decide to join the military? Of course, if we'll try to traverse these questions, no, siya po ay, okay, nagtutur muna tayo at least to provoke the informants. So, ito yung another sample natin, no? Now, yung mini tour question, no, ayan, pag let's say natapos tayo sa grand tour question portion, ito na yung mini tour question, no? So, it asks about a specific element. Alright? Ito yung example, no? You've told me a lot about your life when you were growing up. So, but you haven't said much about your parents. Please tell me more about your parents, no? So, for example, why did they do for a living, no? What did they do for a living, no? Yung mga tanong na yan, no? Para at least, eventually, no? Tutungo tayo dun sa essential questions natin, no, or direct questions natin na related mismo sa ating topic, no, research topic. Kaya yung mga nagkakandak diyan ng qualitative, no, of course, interview, in a way of interview or manner of interview, no, tandaan nyo po itong grand tour questions and mini tour questions no? Para at least ay constructive ang ating pagpe-present ng questions. Another ay, how about asking particular example, no? We may ask, can you give an example of something they would or wouldn't do that made you feel they were strict parents, no? You tend to extract particular example from the mini tour question, all right? Ito naman yung structural questions result, no? In a list, no? Yung cover term questions, ito yung sample niya. Yung included term or item questions to itemize, and of course, listing sorting questions. So, ilan lamang yan. Kita niyo naman siguro sa presentation, no? Okay, you could stop this video if you want to have an in-depth viewing dito sa presentation, no? Okay, let's go on na. Alright, ito yung mga nagiging problema natin pagdating sa mga atake natin, no? Sa questions, no? Double-barreled, no? May dalawa tayong katanungan sa isang statement, no? So, maaring maguluhan ang ating participants. A leading question, no? Double negatives, unfamiliar jargon or technical terms, vague, no? Walang clarity, no? Emotional language, no? Just to appeal, are beyond the respondent's capability to answer. Isa yan sa mga barrier, no? So, kailangan aware tayo dyan. Now, probing during the interview, of course. Investigating, inquiring, of course, kasama diyan, no? So, in the interviewer doesn't understand the respondent's reply. Isa yan, ha? May mga ilang cues na kailangan nating mapansin pag sila'y umiimik, no? Directly or indirectly man, no? Kung online man yan, no? So, the question specifically indicates that you should probe, no? Ano pa? Respondents, para pag ganito, give the interviewer any reason to think that they have not given a complete report of their thinking. Say, don't know, or I can't answer that. Yung mga ilang sinasambit nila, no? Give an answer that doesn't fit. Isa yan, no? Seem to have not understood the question. So, ilan lang yan para matukoy natin talaga kung nauunawaan ba nila, nakakasabay ba sila sa ating mga binibigay na katanungan, no? Kasi kung naguguluhan sila, of course, we need to rephrase, of course, we need to, of course, to remodify immediately, no? Para hindi nga rin sayang, of course, ang... Alright, ito yung mga ilang standard pagdating sa probing, no? Of course, clarity in mind, specificities pagdating sa questions, completeness, no? And other probing techniques, no? Like repeating the question, no? At least kung properly enunciated ba yun, yung mga tanong mo, no? Yung words, no? Pagbigkas, echo the response, pause a second, no? O kaya baiting, no? Para malaman natin kung alam ba nila yung mga tinatanong natin sa kanila. Yung sa clarity, of course, yung specific, yung mga tanong natin. Can you tell me more about that? What is your best estimate? What do you think, no? Which would be closer? Which answer comes closest to you? How you feel and think? So, if you had to pick one answer, what would you choose? Ilan lang yung para ma-clarify natin, no? Kasi pag tayo ay nakumpleto na natin yung mga datos, no? Yan kasi i-corroborate natin, no? I-evaluate natin. May hirapan kasi tayo pag hindi clarify din yung kanilang mga answers, no? Tayo rin, mga researcher, ay may hirapan din kung paano natin i-evaluate or i-assess ang mga nakuha nating impormasyon, no? Hindi kaagad tayo makakapagbigay ng conclusion, no? So, isa yan. Kailangan ma-probe natin ng ayos. So, ito. True or false, no? Quick assessment sa atin. Interviewers use probes when they do not understand what the respondent has said and thus need further clarification. True. Okay? In research protocol, I don't know really means I need more to think about this, or I don't really understand what you're asking, no? Isa yan, no? Okay, the correct answer is true. Isa yan sa mga indication na I don't know, literally, maaring unsure sila, no? In similar din naman sa pagsabi natin ng okay lang ako, di ba? Ganon din yun, no? Maaling lacking perspective pa sila o kaya nag-iisip pa sila, no? So, isa yun, no? Isang kaparaanan, no? Baiting. Number 3, baiting can also be used to imply that the researcher already knows something that, in fact, they know very little about, no? May mga pretension na nangyayari. Yes, it's true, no? Kaya kailangan tactful po tayo pagdating sa interview, no? Para malaman din natin kung talagang, okay, may idea ba tong informant na to o kaya credible ba to, no? Na i-consider ko rin na participant, no? Isa rin yun. Number 4, interviewers are required to provide the reference numbers for counseling or other support services available to respondents. Yes, you may, no? Kung sila mag-o-open ito, no? At kung sila ang hihingi. Alright? And of course, one important note is that the protocol is for the interviewer's use, not the respondents. Actually, marami pa dito mga arguments. Pero, of course, yung protocol, i-set aside na muna natin sa respondents or participants. Yes, this is true, no? Kasi yung protocol naman, ay tayo nag-establish, no? Yung mga interviewers, no? O yung mga researcher, no? And of course, yung protocol na yon, tayo pa rin nakakaalam kung talagang nasusubaybay natin o nasusundan pa natin yung protocol natin. Of course, for the sake as well, kung convenient din ba ito sa participant natin, no? So, tayo dapat ang nakakaalam niyan, no? At talagang tayong unang gagamit niyan, no? Lalo pagdating sa pag-evaluate ng mga datos. Alright? Kung magdadagdag ka pa ba ng mga informats or hindi na. So, yun. Ayun yung ilan sa mga protocol natin, no? So, designing protocol schemes for semi-structured interviews. So, ayan. Ilan tandaan nyo ha? Funnel protocols, inverted funnels, tunnel method, K-dimensional method. Tandaan nyo, yung funnel method from broad question to more focused questions, no? And, lalo na pag ang topic nyo is sensitive, no? Inverted funnels, ayan, narrow question to broad discussion. Baliktad naman ng funnel, no? Okay? Tunnel method naman, if we avoid broad questions na dito. At the same time, kung strict tayo sa time. Yung K-dimensional method naman, of course, may intensity tayo, no? Ito yung example ng K-dimensional method. Number 1, tell me what do you know about current methods of disposing hazardous chemical waste? Okay? May pag-define muna, no? What, if any, are the factors that contribute to the growing stockpile of hazardous chemical waste? Okay? Ay yung springboard natin, no? Number 3, do you approve or disapprove of these methods of disposing hazardous chemical waste? 4, why do you feel this way? Right? May nagiging personal na, no? Kinukuha na, of course, yung personal. At the same time, yung number 5, how do you feel about this? Of course, may scale tayong ibibigay. Strongly, very strongly, no? Hanggang sa not change your mind on, no? Mga ganong topic, no? So, isipin nyo sa K-dimensional method, madalas nakikita nyo sa survey method ito, no? Survey method, yung may mga rating scale. Sa interview, pwede rin po ito. So, ito yung K-dimensional method, no? Para at least hindi naman tayo direktang alamin kaagad sa kanila kung pabor ba sila o hindi, o kung sila man ay may mga different intensities man, no? Or feelings, no? Kaya, pansin nyo, from 1 to 5, structured yung questioning, no? Hanggang sa tumungo sa number 5. So, ito yung mga protocol, no? Format natin, of course, introduction, the ground rules, no? Let's say, alamin din natin sa ground rules kung talaga nagmamadali yung respondent or yung participants, no? Kung sila ba ay may kailangang abya din that time o kaya unavailable sila, no? Of course, laging ang convenience laging nasa participants. Questions and probing, no? Questions should be grouped by topic. Decide ahead of time how many minutes you want to spend on each topic area. Nakalagay na rin, of course, sa guidelines yan, sa letter natin sa kanila. Think carefully about the number of questions. Think carefully about appropriate probes, no? Baka masyadong below the belt ng mga ina-atake natin, no? Of course, nandun na yung magte-thank you tayo, no? So another, gaining the respondent's cooperation, of course, ganito, introduction, no? Isa yan. Overcoming common barriers, paano pag ito yung mga sinasabi nila, no? I'm not interested, no? So we must explain the purpose of research and remind them it's an opportunity for their opinions to be heard. Yan sa mga binibigay na excuse natin, of course, no, pang counter natin. I'm too busy. How long will this take, no? So of course, we need to be honest about the time, no? And that they could also suggest schedule or reschedule, no? Para convenient sa kanila. Fear of being inadequate, let's say, okay, may hesitant sila, no? Hindi makapagbigay ng information, isa yan, no? We also provide the assurance na we want their opinion at the same time, no? Yun ay confidential, no? Yung mga datos na ating makukuha, no? At sabihin din natin kung paano natin i-handle yung mga datos na ating nakuha sa kanila, no? Kasi baka magkaroon ng malinformation dyan, eh. Isa yan. Have a negative reaction to research. Now, we must also reiterate why the research is important and provide information on legitimacy of the research. Kasi baka, okay, gato na yung kanilang naiisip ka agad na baka from self-interest lang, no? Isa yun, no? Confidentiality, of course, yung notice, no? Pag-iingat, no? Sa mga datos na ating, at impormasyon na ating kukuhanin sa kanila, remind din natin, kaya sa letter, lagi yan, no? May consent and assent. Asking questions, of course, be very familiar with the questions in the interview protocol. Very obvious na to sa atin, no? Kailangan prepare na kayo. Make sure that you cover all the material in the interview protocol kasi nga naman, mahirap din hagilapin yung mga participants, no? Ang hirap din of course, magpa-resked. Listen carefully to the response. Yung iba, of course, nire-record, no? In audio. Of course, papaalam din tayo sa kanila, no? Maintain a neutral attitude, no? Maaaring nasa segue na natin, o kaya, nagiging direkta na rin tayo, no? So, maapektuhan yung kanilang mga sagot. Another thing ay verbal and non-verbal behaviors. Isa rin yan, lalo yung non-verbal behaviors, no? Even unconscious ones can bias an interview. For example, excessive nodding, no? Tango ng tango. Or using phrases such as, yes, you are right, mga ganun, no? It might unintentionally steer, no, the respondent or the participant to answer in a certain way, no? An interviewer, tayo, should not limit his or her demeanor and facial expressions to the extent that the interviewer appears robotic na lang, no? Na parang siya tanggap na lang ng mga impormasyon, no? Of course, the interviewer, tayo, should be try to aware sa mga social cues na kanilang binibigay, no? So, ayun yung mga non-verbal cues, no? So, let's say yung projection natin din sa kanila, no? So, a slight caveat lang dito, no? Yung mga non-verbal behaviors can be used as probes rin, no? And help direct the interview. Kung yung interviewer tayo, no, may mga quizzical look tayo, no, na it might look probing sa kanila, no, the respondent to provide more detail or giving explanation, no, isa rin yan, mahadlangan yan, no, magiging hesitant sila sa pagsasagot, no. So the bottom line is the interviewer should be aware of his or own verbal behavior as well, no? And should never lead the respondent to believe that there are right or wrong answer, no? So, isa yan. Another situation ba, di ba, pag nagsusulat kayo, no? Nag-i-interview, no? Sa interviewees, if the interviewer suddenly stops talking, taking notes, no? It can be a clue sa mga participant na hindi sila interesado o kaya hindi nila nasasagot yung mga tanong. So, isa rin yan, no? May mga ganyan tendencies din. Of course, closing the interview naman, no? Express appreciation, no? Confirm next steps, kung ano bang, kung may mga kailangan pa sila makuha ring information, no? Kung may mga suggestions din sila, yung mga informants, no? Isa rin yon. Leave professional contact information kung tayo magbibigay ng follow-up, no? At the same time, kung magbibigay tayo ng validation, no? Or feedback rin. Snowball sample, isa yan. Let's say, yung snowball sample, after the interview sa kanila, kung gusto natin makahanap pa ng other participants, right? No? Tanungin nyo rin sila, may kakalala pa ba kayo na same situation or same background sa inyo, no? Para at least matitrace namin, no? Isa yan, no? Para kukuha ka ng information sa kanila, yung snowball sampling. Follow up, of course, sending notes, thank you note. Kami naman, we try to be generous din naman, no? Nagbibigyan kami ng gifts, no? Para at least sila ay active participant, no? Okay, example natin, close interview at open question. Sorry. Ito yung pag-word ng questions, no? So, madalas naman, funnel questions tayo, no? From general to specific ang nangyayari, no? Lalo na yan, yung ating ini-interview, hindi naman natin mismong ka-close yan, no? Yan, appearance and layout, isa rin yung tandaan nyo. Yan, madalas ito yung outline, no? Use space generously, avoid a cramped, untidy appearance, make headings and instructions clear, lalo din sa letter, no? Use colors in your text or colored paper, no? Make sure the method of answering is obvious. Include code boxes. Don't split a question between 2 pages, kaya baka mahirapan sila din, no? Parang sa exam lang, no? Pabalik-balik sila, no? Answer all questions. Take care all over question order rin, isa rin yan. The question should proceed in a logical manner, varying the question, of course, the format, and of course, thank you rin, no? Ito yung isang example natin, no? Or sampler. Engagement questions, exploration questions, and then, of course, yung exit question, no? Kung may mga follow-ups pa kayo. Okay, that's it. So, God bless sa inyo. Ayan. Bye!